TMZ has gotten its hands on that video, and you can hear Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni interacting as themselves, knowing that this is all on video and that this is going to be used to create this dance scene. And no such moment is shown. What does she have to fear if she's telling the truth?
If Hollywood thrives on scandals, then the firestorm around Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni is an all-out inferno. Their once promising collaboration has become a high-stakes showdown, complete with explosive allegations, jaw-dropping leaks, and battles fought in court and the press. Some say it's the biggest meltdown of the year, and Megyn Kelly is right at the center, determined to rip the lid off everything. But how did a seemingly innocent film project spiral into a war of words, secret footage, and mammoth lawsuits? Buckle up, because the truth behind these headlines only gets more twisted the deeper you go. In the beginning, the buzz around the Blake Lively-Justin Baldoni collaboration felt electric. She was riding high on her star status, admired for her wit and glamorous aura. He was lauded for his enlightened approach, especially after his appearances discussing masculinity on talk shows. Many expected cinematic magic when the two joined forces, but from day one, whispers hinted that things might not be so picture-perfect. Some claimed Blake was quietly steering the creative process, rewriting scenes, and drawing on her clout to make significant changes. Justin, who had poured his heart into the project, allegedly tried to accommodate her demands. Insiders say tension simmered just below the surface, waiting for the slightest spark to ignite. And that spark finally came in the form of rumors about a boundary-crossing moment on set, an accusation that instantly changed the conversation from power struggle to something far more serious. Without warning, shocking claims of harassment began bouncing around tabloids. At first, no one could believe it. Blake Lively has carefully built a reputation as a strong advocate for women, and Justin Baldoni is known for championing respectful interactions on and off the screen. The picture simply didn't add up. Until it did. Blake's side wasted no time painting Justin as the villain, claiming that during a supposed silent montage shoot, he leaned in, whispered something suggestive, and crossed the line physically. Then came the insinuation that he had forced her into scenarios that felt uncomfortable. Even casual fans were stunned. Was this a betrayal of trust behind the scenes of a major Hollywood production? Megyn Kelly, never one to shy away from controversy, took a keen interest. She started digging for the truth, combing through every rumor and piece of evidence she could find. With her trademark tenacity, Kelly declared she'd reveal every contradiction. But that wasn't the whole story. The narrative took an even wilder turn when supposed smoking gun evidence surfaced. TMZ allegedly obtained footage from that contested day of filming, a short clip capturing a scene that played out very differently from Blake's initial account. In it, the two are seen joking, laughing, and leaning in close, apparently following the director's instructions for a playful montage. Suddenly, the once alarming accusations looked a lot less clear-cut. Megyn Kelly seized upon the footage as proof that Blake's claims were at best dramatized, at worst a flat-out manipulation. It didn't help that text messages soon emerged, showing Blake sending Justin playful notes and banter. Some of these messages seemed downright flirtatious, a stark contrast to the victim stance she was taking publicly. But it didn't stop there. Evidence of other controversies from the past also started cropping up, including a peculiar incident where Blake accused someone of showing her inappropriate pictures, which turned out to be nothing more than an artistic family photo. Observers began wondering if she was prone to blowing incidents out of proportion. Even so, Blake's team persisted, insisting there was more to the story. When talking ceases, lawsuits begin. Blake sued Justin for harassment and retaliation, claiming that her refusal to accept his alleged advances resulted in professional sabotage. Justin fought back with a countersuit stating her claims were baseless and part of a smear campaign to tarnish his career. Before the dust even settled, the accusations spilled into the public domain. Blake demanded a gag order, insisting that Justin stop publicly talking about the case. In her version of events, she was being hounded relentlessly by him and his team, but Justin's side shot back that if Blake was telling the truth, why hide behind legal walls? Why not release every bit of communication? Court documents revealed a fascinating back and forth, blame lobbing on both sides, hush-hush settlement attempts that fell through, and a scramble to control the media narrative. It wasn't just a messy breakup between co-workers, it was a full-scale meltdown, complete with leaked emails, frantic phone calls at odd hours, and whispers of career-destroying vendettas. As the drama brewed, the movie in question, originally poised for a massive promotional push, began to suffer from negative headlines. By the time the press tour for It Ends With Us arrived, Blake and Justin were as distant as could be. Fans who expected the pair to show up arm in arm on red carpets were left scratching their heads. The tension was glaringly obvious. No joint interviews, pointed remarks in separate interviews, and a flurry of rumors from unnamed sources detailing behind-the-scenes spats. Observers noted that an otherwise well-received film got overshadowed by the swirling gossip. In the midst of all this, Megyn Kelly emerged again, analyzing every new development in her broadcasts. She broke down text messages, pointed out discrepancies in Blake's statements, and hammered home the question, if there's nothing to hide, why so much secrecy? Those who once believed the accusations at face value began to question the authenticity of Blake's claims. If the public was already reeling, the next chapter sent shockwaves through every corner of social media. Justin Baldoni filed a defamation and extortion lawsuit for a jaw-dropping $400 million in damages. That's more than the combined net worth of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, by a large margin. Legal experts were quick to point out this might be a strategic move, not necessarily a sum that Justin expects to win outright. The idea? Strike fear in Blake's team, hog headlines, and force a settlement. However, it also spoke volumes about how badly Justin felt his career had been derailed by the allegations, losing agency representation, being dropped from high-profile projects, and enduring an onslaught of negative press had real financial consequences, he argued. Blake's immediate response was predictable. She framed Justin's lawsuit as an overblown attempt at intimidation, calling it a classic case of DARVO, deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. But with fans growing wary of her earlier evidence, this retort didn't exactly put out the flames. Instead, it fanned them. Amid the avalanche of legal documents and press statements, a new rumor emerged that Blake had tried to wrest creative control of the movie away from Justin. She wasn't just an actress in the film. According to Justin's circle, she aimed to steer the entire project from script edits to final cuts. Allegedly, she leveraged her celebrity status and, some say, the star power of her husband, Ryan Reynolds, to push for changes that overshadowed Justin's original vision. These alleged demands and power moves set the stage for everything that followed. When Justin resisted certain rewrites or insisted on directing the way he wanted, the friction apparently escalated. The ominous cloud of allegations soon loomed over the set, leading cynics to ask if Blake used a more serious claim to cover up a creative dispute. But if that was her plan, it may have backfired spectacularly. Text messages, once locked away on private phones, made it to the public sphere. Voice memos, some of which Justin apparently recorded in the middle of the night, revealed him apologizing profusely and trying to appease Blake. To many, these messages made Justin look less like a harasser and more like a man frantically trying to keep the peace. The court of public opinion is fickle, and as these tidbits emerged, the tide seemed to be turning. Throughout every twist and turn, Megyn Kelly has remained laser-focused. She started out by questioning the shaky foundation of Blake's allegations. Then, as more contradictory evidence leaked, she stepped up her game. Her broadcast dissected each new piece, video clips, text messages, press statements, showing how they lined up or didn't with Blake's claims. Kelly's unyielding stance has made her a lightning rod. Defenders of Blake accuse her of fueling a smear campaign. Supporters of Justin laud her as a truth seeker. Through it all, Kelly remains unapologetic, even promising there's more to come that could flip the narrative yet again. If there's one thing certain in this fiasco, it's that every new reveal leads to 10 more questions. And Megyn Kelly seems determined to chase down each one. At the heart of this entire meltdown is a question of credibility. Who's telling the truth and who's spinning a storyline for personal gain? Blake Lively soared to fame as a modern icon, while Justin Baldoni built a reputation for tackling tough conversations around masculinity and respect. Neither seemed the type to land in such a public train wreck. Yet here we are, watching a spectacle that feels like it could reshape Hollywood's approach to on-set disputes. On the one hand, you have Blake, calling for gag orders and painting a portrait of a woman wronged. On the other, Justin, brandishing enormous lawsuits and an arsenal of leaked materials he says will vindicate him. Meanwhile, Megyn Kelly stands on the sidelines, prodding both sides to reveal more, to expose the details that might settle the argument once and for all. The court battle is scheduled, the motions are piling up, and the rumor mill keeps churning. Whether the final verdict brings closure or sparks an even bigger controversy is anyone's guess. One thing is certain, though, this drama has grown far beyond a mere on-set dispute. It's become a cautionary tale about power, reputations, and how one accusation, true or false, can unravel everything in an instant. Where this ends is still unknown, but the story has forced us all to question what really goes on behind Hollywood's glittery facade. With so many secrets left to uncover, there's no telling just how deep this rabbit hole goes. The stakes have never been higher. Careers, marriages, reputations, and entire legacies hang in the balance. Will the real truth finally emerge, or will this saga leave us with more questions than answers? Whatever happens next, we'll be watching, and so will everyone else.